Hi everybody, I am SS the Showstopper, and today is the 22nd of November 2023. Now, over the weekend, I watched an interview that was done by Tasha K, where she was interviewing a gentleman by the name of Bilal, and he's Muslim and his name means caller of prayer, something like that. And I find it interesting. He was doing an expose saying that he's not covering up for Will Smith anymore and he's doing a tell all. And so he was revealing deep, dark secrets, I guess, of Will Smith and his wife, Jada Pinkett. That's actor Will Smith, by the way, and his wife, Jada Pinkett Smith. And he was speaking all sort of things. He went into intimate details about Will Smith possibly being a bisexual. He came in and saw another actor by the name of Dwayne Martin who was having sex with Will Smith. He also said they were in hotels together and Will Smith was with him and they were this, that, and Jada controls him, Jada Pinkett controls him. And he went into fine details of what took place between Will Smith and other men, Will Smith and other women, Will Smith and his relationship with his wife, the character, according to him, of his wife, Jada Pinkett Smith, and what she condones, who she is. She's very controlling, she's manipulative, she's this, she's that. He went on and he was giving details. He was basically unraveling and giving all sorts of details to Tasha about his relationship with Will Smith, saying that he has known him for 30 plus years and that he's not covering up for him anymore and that he's exposing him to the world to let the world know who Will Smith really is, what he stands for, his sexuality, and what his wife in particular, Jada Pinkett Smith, stands for. Now, while watching the interview, I listened, I observed, I made a little jottings, and I listened again, I observed, and I did, and I did, and I did. I was waiting for him to come and say that Will Smith robbed him, Will Smith stole his wife, or his lifetime partner, or his baby mother. I was waiting to hear that Will Smith mismanaged his funds, his money, that's Brother Bilal. I was waiting to hear him come and say all these kind of things, that Will Smith was involved in some sort of illegal activities and stuff like that. I listened and I was waiting for him to say something that's contrary to Will Smith ethics or moral values. I was waiting to hear him say things that were very deep and dark, that are basically illegal also, that Will Smith partaking and was probably extorting him or was blackmailing him and stuff like that. There was a part on blackmailing where he said that they would give you access to their card, their credit card, and stuff like that. And like, if you don't do like they say, they will report you stole their card and stuff like that. Or they would want you to go into a room and they record it and have you take something out of their jacket, their coat, their purse, whatever. And if anything goes wrong, they report it that you stole from them. So that's basically what he was saying that Jada Pinkett and Will Smith are known for doing. So with that concern, that was a tick that I say, okay, I have listened, and so far that's something that I can stick out as to why he is coming forward. Perhaps he's a victim, perhaps he knows of victim, perhaps he's going to name some victims of it. But everything that I've heard so far are just seem like he's coming forward because he wants to make some money, or he's on an avenue where he could make some money. And Will Smith is just a sacrificial lamb and his wife in this for him. My reason for doing this video is to remind the public how important it is. You have to be careful of the persons that are in your circle, the persons who you call friend, because you can confide in a person, you can have them as your friend for many years, and they simply turn on you because they know so much about you, so much more, and it can destroy your career, it can destroy your integrity, it can take from you as an individual. And so I'm yet again reminding the public that you have to be careful of the people who you call friends, who you call family, people who are close to you, because they have unlimited access to your life, to information about you, and they will find an opportunity. They will look for a window of opportunity wherein they can make some money. And if it means taking you down in the process, that's exactly what they will do. Nowhere in this interview did I hear him saying Will Smith did anything in particular to him. that would have destroyed his reputation, that would have caused him to lose earnings or to lose earnings. I didn't hear anything of that, that where his children, if he has children, their life and safety were threatened. His safety was threatened. So my question is, what's the point of coming out? What's the point of speaking about this? What's the point of exposing Will Smith and his wife? I don't hear. The only thing I'm hearing is that they have sexual deviant behavior, basically. Will Smith, if he's a homosexual or if he's a bisexual and his wife is aware of it, that's between him and his wife. We are not planning to sleep with Will Smith at any time soon. You understand me? That's between him and his wife and whoever it is that he decides to be intimate with. The public doesn't need to know that. I highly doubt the public needs to know Will Smith's sexual appetite. It's not praying. Is he praying? I was trying to hear him say that he was praying on the innocence of people, or he was praying on the young and vulnerable. I didn't hear any of that coming out in the interview. So again, my question is, what's the purpose of coming out and saying these things about Will and his wife? I don't see anything in the interview that is concrete. We are looking to hear you say something which warrants you to come forward, which warrants you to come and say these people did something so wicked and evil to you that you are done, you are through covering up for them. We saw where Angela Stanton came out and wrote the book about Real Housewives of Atlanta, now married to medicine cast Phaedra Parks. And she spoke of her relation and the things that she claimed Phaedra did to her at the time. So even though we might like Phaedra, we may be a fan of Phaedra, we could understand where Angela Stanton was coming from, because she was revealing that she went to prison because of illegal activities. According to her, that Phaedra Parks and her husband, Apollo, our ex-husband or then husband, Apollo, participated in, and she became the fall. Her husband became the fall guy also. And Phaedra, basically didn't go to jail, didn't suffer any consequences for it. So looking back at that, while we're a fan of Phaedra, we could understand where Angela was coming from at the time. Looking at this scenario, we are not hearing anything that was done to you that caused you to come forward and say that you're going to expose Will, you're going to expose his wife, you're going to expose them. You're calling people's name from Dwayne Martin, from Tisha Campbell, to Diddy, to Jennifer Lopez, to Mark Anthony, to so many people. It's like you're going down in a hole and you're pulling these people down with you. This is how it is looking. Like I said, if it's a case wherein you had come out and you had said that these people had caused you pain and suffering, and because of certain things that they'd done, and you have the receipts to prove that, yes, this is what they have done to you or to people that you know, and they can't talk, so you want to be a voice for them, then we could comprehend. But I can't simply wrap my head around your reason for coming forward with the man's personal life like that. On the flip side, it could be a case wherein Will Smith is probably coming out with a movie, his wife is probably coming out with a movie, and it's a good PR because, when it comes to Hollywood, no publicity is bad publicity. So if you're coming out to a form wherein you want to expose Will Smith, it could very well be an agreement that you and Will Smith have. Who knows? Who knows? You understand me? As they say, all publicity is good publicity when it comes to Hollywood, when it comes to these people. So his reputation is not being affected in any way. You understand? Jada Pinkett is not worrying about her reputation either, because she, I guess, is in a certain position or position of power. So her life is not being affected. Her reputation is not being affected. So it could very well be an agreement made between two or among many for you to come forward. In any event, we know we can't really take Hollywood serious because people do come out and say things, and when you check it out or you investigate it deeper, it was all orchestrated to put these people in the limelight or to give them a I'm sorry, you understand me? Or it's a cause. It's a cause. You pay the price for fame. So he's basically this is the price that he wants to pay. But in any event, for those in the regular public, I wouldn't advise you to attempt this, because at the end of the day, you have a reputation. You have to go about your daily life in the real world. You have to interact with people and so forth. So I wouldn't advise anybody who's trying to go for publicity. And plus, it doesn't necessarily work out for you when you're a melanated person of an average social class and stuff like that. And it wouldn't be advised. You understand? Not only that, if I have a friend and my friend decide to do that and I didn't sanction it, you understand? And they're saying that I did this and I did that. If you don't have any evidence that you were deeply affected by any of my actions, or it caused you any form of trauma, or I did anything illegal, to you or to anyone that's in your circle, what's the purpose of you coming forward? That's straight out betrayal. That's straight out betrayal, because you have absolutely no right to go to the public about the man's personal life like that. It's not your business. And if it even is, and you are no longer friends, you part ways, and you move on with your life. Will Smith is not your world. Life goes on. I'm sure you eat every day. I'm sure you sleep. You do what you have to do as an individual to get by on a daily basis. So why keep reflecting on the past relationship that you had with Will Smith? If it's done and over with, you move on. I have friends that I haven't spoken to in many years, more than 10 years. We were friends. We are no longer friends. If someone see me and ask me about them, I say that they are okay. I don't know anything about them, but they are okay the last time I spoke with them. I'm not going to give you fine details, and you can't pull my tongue either to say that they say this about me for me to go and say something about them. I'm simply not going to do it. If that's what you heard that they say about me, that's between you and them. That I have nothing to do with it. And I think that's the mentality that people need to move with. If you're a positive individual, you're not going to do negative things. Because clearly this interview has no positive bearings. It has absolutely no positive energy behind it. And it's funny you say that you're a Muslim. Muslims are known, I guess what they put to the world is that they're disciplined people. I guess what they put to the world is that they're people of integrity. They're people of human decency. And so if you are, then why would you want to come out with this about Will Smith? You were friends. You are no longer friends. I found out that, he's not who he once was or once professed himself to be. And so I just wish him all the best. And, he moved on with his life and I move on with mine. That's what I think a person who is religious would do. That's what I think a person that's religious would do. They don't come out and try to be what it looks like malicious, a malicious intent to defame the Will Smith and his wife character, and saying some really, egregious things to destroy him and to destroy his career. I can't support it, and I don't want to be, I didn't want to vlog on it, but at the end of the day, it's a cautionary tale for people to know who their friends are, for people to know that things and time change, and when it's time to move on, it's time to move on. People expect the unexpected when it comes to a friend. You understand? You have to expect the unexpected. You have to just look and say that this is that much I will share with a friend, because at any time they can flip on me when things don't go their way, or when I am not the same. I'm not in the same mental space as I was to be on their every beck and call. You understand? Things can happen. And so you have to prepare that people will want to take you down in the process. And so I just hope that others out there will start, looking at their friends and be careful of what information that they're giving them and what they're putting forward, because people can't be trusted. And that's all I have to say about it. This doesn't look well. It doesn't look like it will end well. I hope it becomes a 9-day wonder and he just decides to move on with his life, make whatever money that he decides to make from it, move on with his life, and Will Smith move on with his life. Like I said, if it's a publicity for Will and his wife, I wouldn't advise the average person in the society to do this, because it won't necessarily work out for your advantage, because your reality and theirs are too different. You understand? That's all I have to say about it. Thank you so much for your time. Enjoy your day. And I'll see you again on the Devil Advocate channel. Bye-bye.